Hi everyone, Stuff of Nonsense, test lesson number 2. First one seemed to go okay, so let's see how we do today. So I was thinking maybe I'll give you some tips for as you start reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Actually, I should have said like good afternoon, hope you're doing okay and you're not going too bonkers being cooped up. I guess we have time, like I said, I think I said it yesterday, lots of time to read and to write. Check the forums. I'm answering the questions that you guys have for me for the nonsense papers. Okay, so when you start reading Alice in Wonderland, I had a good Mayo message today asking whether you should read the whole book, stopping to read the annotations, or just read the book. So I think because of our special stressful circumstances, you should read the book without the annotations. Just read it, relax, have fun. Think of it as another kind of pleasurable play. Got that? Good. Then once you've done the fun part, go over all the annotations. Okay, so you're going to read it another time. You don't have to read the whole book again the other time, but stop and read each of the annotations, match them up. That will help you a lot. Okay, so things that you need to know as you get started. Okay, so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about Lewis Carroll's life. He grew up, he was extremely religious, so that will help you because we'll be talking about that hopefully in more of these little mini lessons that I'll be giving you. His father was a rector in the local church. He grew up in a part of England called Cheshire. That ties into the Cheshire Cat. He was one of many children. He had a speech impediment. I think that may have caused him to have an extra sort of interest in language. So he had trouble saying his own name. And his real name, you'll read this in the annotations, was Charles Lutwidge Dodgson, and he had trouble saying it, so he said Dodgson. One thing we'll talk about, or this is subject for a couple more videos, is his interest in little girls, interest in quotation marks, strange interest in little girls, to be continued. Some kind of interest in drugs, though there's no record that we'll talk about that too. I wouldn't say he was, no evidence of drug addiction, though a familiarity with drugs. He had a sleeping disorder. I was going to tell you that also. So Dodgson, that's how he came up with the Dodo, the character in the book. And Dodo is also a reference to sleep, like fait dodo. So maybe a kind of reference to his own issues with sleep. Okay, we're almost at 3 minutes. I'm going to tell you a few things I'd like you to look for when you're reading the book. Okay, think about certain themes. One is the theme of identity, which we've already been talking about in class. Who in the world are you? That question that's in the book, you'll see the caterpillar asks Alice. So Lewis Carroll was fascinated by the question. I think it's a question we're all fascinated by. So who are you? Are you a kid? Are you a grown-up? Are you in between? Am I old? Am I in between? Like all this, we're all dealing with it all the time. Are you students, even if you're staying at home? Am I a teacher if I'm talking to you for 4 minutes a day? Okay, I gotta go roll through a few more themes that I'd like you to look at. Theme of death, which is the end of identity. It's going to be crucial in this book. The theme of time, huge, huge. I already showed you that in the opening poem, right? The hour, the reference to the hour. So time is so essential. Of course, death is related to time as well, not to depress you in these difficult days. But anyway, it is the end of time, right, when we die, and the end of our identity. Look for references to food. I'm going to check my list because I made you a little list. References to food, references to play and childhood, and also references to growth and change. Change, that's what you need to concentrate on. Change, okay? Because we're all changing all the time, which is how our identity is changing also. And our feelings are changing, and we're all growing. And, we grow through the hard things. And we're all growing in ways we never expected with this, with the fear around the pandemic. So what can I tell you for today? Here's to growth and taking good care of yourselves and being aware of your growth, and that sometimes hard things, well, we don't want them, but they do make us grow. So here's to growth, here's to growing older and growing wiser and smarter and kinder, and keep reading and find solace and amusement in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I think I must be at my, like, I don't know, honestly, over 500 times I've read that book, and I still learn every time I read it. Okay, talk to you tomorrow, I guess. Bye.